everything's an amalgam, right? Sometimes you're going to go back. So if he's got me in the headlock here, I just want to show for the camera. So again, if I'm cradled tight and he's got a little bit of a chicken wing like that, you got to be super cautious about resisting only with the neck. You're going to blow yourself out. People get very elite grapplers if they're stuck here. If he rocks back like that, you can keep it tight. You can get submitted. It can be everything you got. So as long as here, I can tap anytime. But I'd rather see how much I can take. Right, go, go, go. If I resisted here, that's all I need. That sneeze, that wrong synaptic firing is going to blow me out because he's got me at my capacity and my body is defending like a dam against water. And when I resist, I twitch, I flinch, I fire, even remotely the wrong way. I'm done. But now go as hard as you can. But if by comparison I go boom, now there's a lot of strain off me. And I have belly room, your belly goes, you're going to flare breath because this is so compressed. Everything's down here, and to some extent it's happening in the bottom. And then from here, guys, as you get better, 1 and 2 and 3 kind of go ba-ba-ba-ba all together. Because that's the best opportunity you're going to have. If, when he's here, I have trouble getting in, don't let this in at all. It's at precisely the moment where I bridge that I have a gap, right? If I'm having, don't let this out, if I'm having trouble getting out of the straitjacket, it's at precisely this moment that I have my best open. Does that make sense? So I got to keep doing it until it becomes one amalgam. And now in this position I have options. Here I don't have a lot if he's really good. And if I fire in desperate directions here all the time, I'm going to gas out. So I want to get to this position as much as I can. Now, be careful about pulling the weight onto you. Or even more careful about pulling from the far side. Sometimes we'll get into the face, we think we're doing something good, but we pull them, and I made them heavier. I'm fundamentally trying to do a pull-up, but rather than do it on a bar, I'm doing it on a weight that's on my chest. I can't, I just made them heavier. I can't get up, and a lot of people do this out of panic. So make sure this is nice and tight. If I'm going, and I can't push them back, right, and I can't get my leg up, I still want to have that firing, I want to fake it, so I can get that leg. If that leg is super low and I can't get it, I still fire as high as I can so I hook. If I can't hook with a heel, right, go down, I'll hook with a foot. And look, if the arm is stuck very often, I can do this, close my circuit, right? Or this, and work it, right? I'm not super flexible, but by doing this, I just created, be tight here, I just created a different lever that allows me, here it's hard to free my elbow. But when I change my grip, it's much harder, easier to slip out here, right? And then it becomes tighter. I can take anything. Sometimes we're so busy trying to scissor, we can't get it. So if I can't go under, I literally will come up under the hip here. I start to take the back. This kind of a hip post, like this, may not be enough to pull him, and it may not be enough for me to get out on his back, but it's enough to continue that jackknife, that shrimping. Now I'm here. Does that make sense? When you have good mechanics, you have new opportunities. So really make sure you've got the frame, you're not forcing, you're trying to, even if my elbow, let's say he's here, even if this elbow doesn't even use 2 millimeters, but I'm trying to force, I'm knocking at the door. The second that door has a crack, I'm going through it. My knee is here, I'm pushing. I try to get his leg, but he puts it flat, all the way flat. The other leg's all the way up. I can barely reach it, so I touch. By touching here, I can walk up higher. And now I have a foot, and I have a knee, one on either side of his hips. And I can start to work, and sometimes that's enough to get out like that and get to the back. Does that make sense? It's precisely when things are worse that you invest more powerfully in the correct principles. You don't say, well, I better do something desperate. So 1, 2, 3, I try to get here. So see what I can do with that foot. If I can hook easily, amazing, you've got length. If you cannot, and you're getting this, then see if you can use this to jackknife back further and get in higher, right? If this was not good, then use this in the back. And use that as a fulcrum, right? And that can help you get it. If this is not enough, then slide it down and step and see if you can get up. Use that frame. But you really want to now see what that top foot can do on the hip, on the stomach, on the back. Yeah, challenge. Be hard on it. If you don't give them good resistance, they'll never know.